Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel SAP SD and ABAP League Support. In today's video, we are going to discuss about SAP SD pricing routines. In SAP SD pricing, routines plays a key role to achieve or to validate some requirements, determine some custom condition based value, alternative calculation type values. Everything will be controlled through this routines only. In SAP SD pricing, the routines used in multiple places. The first in access sequence level, the second in pricing procedure. In pricing procedure, we have 16 fields are there. Among 16, three fields are requirement, alternative calculation type, alternative base type. These three will be using the routines. Okay, now let's get started. The transaction code to access the routines are VOFM. Remember that VOFM is a T code which will be used to access the routines. Moreover, routines are not only used in SAP SD, it is used in across all the different areas. For example, in SAP SD, we have different routines are there. Copy controls. In copy controls, we have a data transfer routines, copying requirement routines, right? And we have some functionalities like listing exclusion, free goods, account determination, material determination, and some other functionalities. Right. So everywhere these routines will play a role. But today we are going to discuss about routines used in SAP SD pricing. Okay. First, let's see the pricing procedure. The transaction code to access pricing procedure are V slash 08. Now let's open any of the standard routines, that is RVWA01. Select this routine and click on control. Okay, if you see here, these are the important and critical 16 fields in pricing procedure. Here we see the three fields: requirement, calculation type, and alternative base type. So in these three fields, we will be using the routines. Either we can use standard routines or custom developed routines. Okay, in VOFM transaction code, if you click on that menu requirements, you see a lot of options are available. The routines can be defined in many areas. But now today we are going to discuss about only the pricing related routines. If click here, here we see so many routines are available. The last column indicates that application. As I mentioned earlier, routines are used in different SAP models. To identify the routine relevant for which module, we are using the application. For SAP SD pricing, the application is V, and M is for purchasing. P2P team will use this application, and F is used for shipment cost. If I click on F4, you see here F used in shipment cost, M used in purchasing, V means sales and distribution, and TP means profit center or transfer price. So these are the applications which will help us to identify that routine will be used in which SAP is area. The same application information we can see in the table T681A. In T681A, we can see the all the available applications. Okay, let's check the important routines used in pricing. If I go to that pricing procedure, in the requirement we see routine number 2 has been assigned here. Okay, if we want to see the source code in the routines means if you simply double click here, we can see the code written here. Or else if you are in a pricing procedure screen, if you want to see the code for that routine means simply click on this F4 or click on this icon, select the routine, click on the source code. In either of the ways, we can redirect it to the code for the routines. Okay. Okay. So this is basic routine requirement routine. So requirement in the sense. So basically, let's understand what will this requirement routine will do. Requirement is nothing but so the pricing procedure first validate the system. Okay. When the system trying to determine the pricing procedure into sales order, it will take the pricing procedure, the database table where we see the pricing procedure is T68B. Here we see the all the pricing procedure config. Okay, see, we know that, right? The pricing procedure will be assigned to the combination of sales area, document pricing procedure plus customer pricing procedure. So this information can be seen here in the T683B table. Okay, so when the system tries to determine the pricing into sales order or invoice, that time the first validation and the pricing procedure happens on the requirement routine only. System will verify whether the code written in the requirement routine has been satisfied or not. If it is satisfied, then only the relevant condition type will determined into order or invoice. If something wrong, not satisfied, then system won't determine the condition type into order or invoice. Okay, if you see here, the basic check happening in the requirement routine 2 is that it's verifying the PRSFD. PRSFD is nothing but the pricing configuration, the item category level. We know that, right? The table to access item category is TVAP. In TVAP, we have a field called pricing, PRSFD. Okay, so if the PRSFD contains either B or X, it is checking the code. If it contains B or X, then only the condition type will be determined into order or invoice, right? So basically, this routine ultimately return the size of Burse as 0 or 4. If it returns 4, then that routine will not, sorry, that condition type will not determine into order or invoice. So whenever any condition has been satisfied, then see system has been updating size cyber say as 0. If it is 0, that means it is satisfied successfully. Routine has been validated. If it is validated, then we see that condition type will be determined into order or invoice. So this is how the routine works. So the standard programs will verify the size cyber say only. If it is apart from 0, then that system indicates understood that there are something wrong in the routine. That means that condition type should not be determined into sales order or invoice. Okay, in pricing we are using different structures we are using like KOMP. Okay, it contains item details, and you see one more field is there, KZNEP. This is an exclusion group indicator. If I double click here, I see that it is exclusion indicator. Okay, this is what validated in requirement routine 2. So pricing will be validated in VBAP, sorry, TVAP table level. Okay. Another important requirement routine that we can discuss is that requirement routine number 4. If I double click here, so this is used in case of VPRS condition type. That means it's a statistical condition type. So in order to determine the statistical condition type into order or invoice, in the item category level, there is one field called EVRWR. Determine cost field will be there in item category. Okay, if I see here, see determine cost. So whenever this flag is enabled in a TVAP table, then only that statistical condition type will be determined. So here also what we are doing, initially we are updating the CS4. At the end of the day, if anything has been satisfied, then we are updating as 0. That means validation has been successful. Similar way, 9 will be used in case of cash discount. So the cash discount flag will be maintained in the material master. That validation happens here. The field is SKTOF. If it is X, then only the cash discount related condition type will be determined into order or invoice. And two more important routines that we should remember, and it might be an interview question as well. That is 22. 22 is an intercompany related routine. So if I go to the pricing procedure, if I scroll down, yeah, if you see here for intercompany related condition types, they have maintained as 22 requirement routine. These two condition types are statistical condition types. That means the system behavior in the invoice is to determine the intercompany statistical condition types only in the invoice. We know, right? The pricing procedure is same for both order and invoice, but that condition type should be determined only in the invoice only. In order to determine that condition type only in the invoice is that we are using the requirement routine 22. In the 22, we are validating whether the document category. We know, right? In the TVFK is the table used for billing type controls. In TVFK table, we have that field called VBTYP. VBTYP is nothing but document category. If the document category is 5 or 6, if it is 5 or 6, then that means that that's an intercompany scenario. You see here, intercompany. It's intercompany invoice. It's a cancellation for the intercompany invoice document category. That is what getting validated in this field. If I double click in the here, okay, sorry, it's going to a different place. Fine. So that's what validated here. It is checking. I see 5 6. It's came now, right? So it's verifying whether it is an intercompany billing type or not. If it is intercompany billing type, then only we see that PA01, PH02. It's a internal price. Okay, it's not a customer price. It is internal price that should be displayed only in the invoice only. Because of that reason, we are validating, and one more thing, that should determine only in the invoice, not in the order. That's why we are validating with document category 5 or 6. And moreover, we are verifying whether company code, okay, company code is equal to sales TW01K. One second, please. TW01K. Yeah, it's a valuation area, right? Valuation area will be maintained plant wise, right? So we are validating whether company code of the plant and company code of that ordering organization both are not equal. If the both are not equal, means there is indication of the intercompany scenario. So these are the validation happens in the requirement routine 22. Okay, in the interview they may ask this question also. So we say that what routine will be used in case of intercompany sales in the invoice. We can strongly say that 22. But if they ask that what validation will happen in the requirement routine 22 is that this is the validation will happen. Okay, another last important that we should remember in case of required routine is that is 24. 24 used in case of rebate process. The rebate process will be in case of rebate condition types. Okay, so rebate condition types will be available, displayed, not available, it will be displayed only in the invoices and create memo request, debit memo request, and see here MNOPSU56. So these are the important things that we should remember as a techno functional consultant. MNOPSU56 are the invoicing billing type document category. M means you have to invoice, N means cancellation invoice, right? So O means credit memo, and P means debit memo, right? Like that, we have so many other. U means pro forma, 5 or 6 means intercompany sales. So many document categories are there. M and OPSC56, simply remember that. Okay. So it's verifying that. So in case of M and OPSC56 invoices, and it should be a returns. In case of return, also it should display. And it is U, right? In case of pro formas, it won't display. Okay. Remember that rebate condition type will be displayed in case of create memo request, date memo request, and billing types where we see that MNOPS 56 document category billing types. Then only it will display the those condition types. This is how the routines works here. Okay. So these are the requirement routines that I have discussed so far. And if I go to the pricing procedure, in the pricing procedure we have some calculation type routines also available. Right. So the two is net price calculation type. Okay. Yeah, we have so many, and 11 is used for profit margin. So these are the important, and eight is used for EDI1 and EDI2. Sorry, EDI-P1 and EDI-P2. Expected value, expected price. These two condition types are used in case of that incoming IDOC after creation time. Right. So many things are there. So similar way. So there are certain codes are written inside these routines which will play a key role in determining the and getting the value determined. Okay, so we should all remember this. And a lot of structures are available in the pricing. Okay, if I open the requirement routine 2, okay, so KOMP is the item pricing item details. So it will contain the material number, item number, right? And some other important parameters which will be required to do the pricing. And XKWRT, it will contains the net value, right? We are passing the net value here. And if you see the difference in the requirement routine, we are updating size 4. And once everything is satisfied, then we are updating size 0. That means we are returning size value here. So requirement routines are just for validation only. To validate certain conditions has been met or not. If that is met, size will become 0. If that is not met, size will become 4. Based on this 4, the next code which will trigger after this will exclude the condition type determining into order or invoice. And if you see this alternative calculation type routine, here we don't see the size ever check here because this is not to validate the requirements. This is to calculate the pricing. Hope you guys are getting me right. What I'm trying to say. Yes. So if you think I want to elaborate even better, means do let me know in the comment section. We can have separate section again. No problem at all. Okay. So yeah, this is how we should understand about this pricing, and this is how it works. And one of my friend requested me to discuss about custom routines which will be used in case of pricing. Definitely I will do that. So in this video, I am just trying to explain the basics of the routines, how it will be used, and how it will work. Okay, and in the upcoming sections, I will do some videos on that custom requirements, custom business requirements, client requirements, like how to inactivate any particular condition types, or how the custom routine will be developed. One more thing I would like to highlight that the routine, if you want to develop any custom routines, the custom routine number will starts 901. Okay, till 900 it is standard routines. If you want to develop any custom routines, the starts from 901 only. Once we can develop that, then we can assign it here wherever we want. Okay, fine, friends. We'll continue in the next video. Thank you so much.